Sorry about that. In the middle of my filming, I got a phone call, so it stopped the filming. So, just to review, we have favorite ice pop flavors: orange, 2, 4, 6. Lemon, we have 2, 4, plus 1 is 5. Blueberry, we have, again, 2, 4, 6. Strawberry, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, plus 1 gives us 9. So now we're able to answer our questions based off of 6 people have orange as their favorite ice pop flavor, 5 like lemon the best, 6 like blueberry, and 9 like strawberry. How many people chose orange? Okay, I would like you to use this chart to fill that in. How many people chose lemon? Again, we have our answers our answers on our graph. You just need to fill in the answer. How many fewer people chose lemon than chose strawberry? So here I see that keyword again here, fewer. That makes me think less. What operation do we do for fewer? So how many fewer people chose lemon than chose strawberry? So 9 people chose strawberry, 5 people chose lemon. If you were going to subtract, you would be correct. 9 minus 5 equals 4. So 4 fewer people chose lemon than strawberry. We can even put the label of people there. How many people in all were surveyed? So they're talking about how many people answered these questions. So we need to find the total. What we're going to do here is we're going to add. I notice I have a double here, 6 plus 6. So I'm going to add the orange plus the blueberry to give me 12. Then I need to add in lemon, which is 5, and strawberry, which is 9. Okay, 5 plus 9. If I take 1 away from the 5, that gives me a 10. Then I would have 10 plus 4, which gives me 14. Then I'm going to add the 12 plus the 14. 2 plus 4 gives me 6. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. 26 people were surveyed. Heading over to page 160. Use the math test scores picture graph for 1 through 7. So math test scores. Each star represents 4 students. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. So 5 times 4 gives us 20. Here I have 3. 1, 2, 3. So 4 plus 4 is 8. And another 4 would give me 12. Here I have 4. So if I know this is 12, then I just have to add in here. What's half of 4? 2. So I'm taking my 12, because I have 4, 8, 12, plus 2 would give me 14, and down here would give me 4. So 20 people received a score of 100. 12 people received a score of 95. 14 people received a score of 90. And 4 people received a score of 85. How many students scored 100? How can you find the answer? To find the number of students who scored 100, count each star as 4 students. So 20 students scored 100, or 4 times 5. What does the half a star stand for? Well, we talked about 4 divided by 2, or we could do a little think bubble and say to ourselves, 2 times something equals 4. That would be 2. So the half a star stands for 2. How many students in all scored 195. In all means the total combined. So what would you do with the 20 and the 12? You're going to have to either add or subtract them. In all means my number is getting bigger. So I'd like you to try that one for me. How many more students scored 90 than 85? So how many more? That means more students scored 90 than 85. So you need to take a look at your chart here. How many scored 90? 14. How many scored 85? 4. The number is going to get smaller. Here it's getting bigger, here it's getting smaller. Two different operations. How many students took the test? So what you're going to have to do is exactly what we did over here. When you need the total, you're going to have to add all of the numbers together. So you're going to have to add 20 plus 12 plus 14 plus 4. Break them apart into two groups like we did on the other side, and give me your answer here. Suppose the students who scored 85 and 90 on the math test take the test again and score 95. How many stars would you have to add to the pictograph next to 95? So first we need to look. 14 students scored a 90. 4 students scored an 85. So let's find the total there of the students that had 90 and the students that had 85. That total would be 18. How many stars would you have to add to the pictograph next to the 95? 18 more stars. 14 for the students that scored 90 and 4 for the students. So actually, if I'm thinking about it, that's 18 students. It's not 18 more stars. So it would be 18 students. Now we have to think about if each star is 4 and there were 18 more students, we have to think about how many students would equal 1 star. Each star is 4 students. So 4 times what gets us closest to 18 without going over? So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. When we skip count by 4, there's no 18, so we're going to stick with the 16. So 4 times 4 equals 16. So far we're adding 4 stars. But then I need to have 18. 18 minus 6 gives me 2, which means I would need to add 1/2 star. So 4 stars and 1/2 star. I'm glad I reread my question here because there's 18 students, but 4 is what the star stands for. So we needed to break that out there. That was a tricky one. If 2 more students took the math test and both made a score of 80, what would the pictograph look like? Okay, so if 2 more students took the math test and scored an 80, what would it look like? So we don't have 80 there on our pictograph, but we would need to add another row. Add a row for 80. And if 2 students took it, would it be a full star or a half star? If you said half star, you would be correct. With a half star. That was a tricky one also. So for today, you're going to be doing 1, and 2 on page 159. And on page 160, you're going to be working on 3, 4, and 5. I'll put up the doc, or you can send me pictures.